In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Professor Iqbal Malik here with this smart video of the series, especially for CSS aspirants. But the students of all other grades and even common persons, they may also benefit from it. Dear friends, I actually wanted to record a bit detailed video drawing upon essay writing. Essay is a composition of words which reflects your personality. It is not mere the sharing of data. It is not only providing information on certain topic, pros and cons, advantages and disadvantages, historical facts, future prospects. It is not only this that you are writing on the paper and you are sharing your information uh, or informing the examiner how much extensive study you have made. No, it actually reflects your personality. As you have accept this challenge, that is a dignified challenge. For that matter, you will have to present your dignified personality and thinking through your words to the examiner, because he is, analyzing your personality and assessing your different dimensions of your personality, and then he is awarding the marks to the aspirants. So for that matter, what one needs to do, it is not that one fine morning somebody gets up and then somebody from the family tells that, okay, now you are a CSS candidate. No, it is not that. It is a long struggle, and after much deliberation, reflection, contemplation, even consultation, then you accept this challenge. It is all right that when you come to the point where you accept that challenge, it means half of the job is done. It is right. But now you will have to make up your mind and then, form a methodology and then follow it and stand by it till the very end. So, what is required? A special mental caliber and practice is required. Now, you see here, these are the prerequisite of a candidate, that he should have this sort of mental caliber. His observation should be keen. So, these are the things which are reflected in the body of the essay, the content. From where the content, comes from? Your keen observation. In your daily life, wherever you go, you observe things with your open eye. And here, keen observation means your auditory power is also at work. You observe with your own eyes. It is not that you are listening and then you are trusting. Your observation should be quite keen. And then when you take input from your observation, then the mind is critical. It is not only, conformist mind, that you are taking things and digesting and that's all. No. You just put things in that critical thinking and then process it. As I, often discuss these things for youngsters, that somebody asks how to make the mind of his children strong and creative and critical. I often suggest that whenever you attend some function, at the end of the day, you call your children and ask each one of them that just describe. This is the first step, to give the description of that function you have attended. And then next step is that you should put good things and less good things. You differentiate between the two. What are good things and what are bad things? Suppose you have attended a walima there. Next, the third point is that you must be able to, you ask the children that you must be able to suggest how those weaknesses can be, avoided. If suppose you are the manager of that function, how would you make that better? So this is how you just from critical observation, then a description, because you have observed things, then you describe things. And after that critical process, you come up with something good that is creative. Because you actually compare and contrast what is the idea in your mind about a standard function and then what you have observed actually. Now, in order to improve the function, if you are given the task, so when you suggest things, this is actual creativity. So same is the case with essay writing. It is not that you are sharing information, but taking the idea that is given in the topic, then process it. This is also a matter of keen observation that read the topic. As previously I discussed things that in order to fully comprehend the topic, you must keep an eye open from first word to the last word and then read it and then reread it several times so that nothing is left hidden from your eye. Now you take it to your mind and then process it in your critical thinking. It means you leave your mind to work. Don't take any position. After having given that topic to your mind, now mind works and then comes up with its analysis. And then if you are required to give your suggestion to that is, creative aspect of that process. Maybe it is not asked. Even then, if it is non-essential, that is not asked, that can be tendered, your suggestions. So this is how you improve your personality, your own as CSS aspirants, as well as your youngsters. You can, direct in this way. The next, when you process these things through critical thinking, then you put it in a format, in a frame, in a structure. That is here before you. Beginning, middle, and end. Introduction is its beginning. That is 10% of the entire essay. And then main body is 80%, and then conclusion again is 10%. So this, repeatedly that has been discussed. But what you put here, your critical thinking and observation, that is there in your mind. Then, so this is the tool. How would you put those things in that structure? It is, compulsory that you must be able to understand all these things, from alphabet to sentence. Alphabet, word, phrase, clause, all the kinds of all these things. And sentence, types and forms of sentence. Is it interrogative or negative? And form of sentence means it is complex or compound and all these things. And then parts of speech and then narration. Now, it doesn't mean that you just go for some book where all these things are described and you just come up, okay, sir, I have crammed, I have memorized all these things. Means I know what alphabet is and how a clause can be defined and what is sentence. No, this is not the case. You should know the usage of all these things. You should put them in practice. It doesn't mean that, okay, I have got all this is phrase and how phrase is different from clause. No, you should put these things in practice, in your daily practice. And then parts of speech and specifically narration. And in narration, you must have got, a capability to narrate things in a beautiful way. Here is direct and indirect narration. The things and the concept should be very much clear, that how you describe things which you have observed somewhere, and now those things are being written here in an indirect way. So this is the narration. If you are not a good narrator, then you cannot, write a good essay. These are the characteristics of a good essay. Unity. You know, it should unite its entire details on one thing that is given in the topic. Then there is a coherence. It means you put things in chain. Means they are connected through logical order. And then avoid repetition means you should avoid repetition of words, repetition of phrases, repetition of ideas. That should be avoided here. And then brevity. It doesn't mean that I am just going to give this quote because that is there in my mind. And you are going to even details which are not required. So brevity makes things beautiful. So you should be brief, not a single word which is not required. You should not, add there in your sentences. So right from first sentence to the last sentence, there is a chain of logical order, and you are not things for the sake of putting them there, because the quote is very appropriate, but that is appropriate for another situation, not where you are putting it. So I think in this way one can make a good preparation of essay. And again, I would summarize these things, that it is the structure of your mind as a person, even before thinking it over, that I am going to appear in CSS. Keen observation, critical thinking, creative writing, and then all those things of structures, I mean frame, and then afterwards the grammar, the language. You should not only cram the definition of clause and phrase, but put them into practice. And practice hard all the time. And then these characteristics should be there in your narration in that long essay. In this way, you are making good use of your preparation and your personality that is reflected through your essay. It would give a good impact. Bye bye for now. Thank you so much. If there is anything uh, you want to ask, then put them in the comment section. I will discuss those things in upcoming videos. Thank you so much.